Good afternoon, Joe. Welcome in. Welcome in, Peewee. How you doing today? Better bear with me today, guys. Just literally had a dentist thing. and still the anesthetic's still not worn off, so my speech might be a little bit weirder than normal. But that's not saying much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Michael the Dark Law, and welcome to another episode of The Darkness here on Twitch. It is Friday, chat. 4th. Pretty sure it's fireworks night something this weekend. I think it's the 5th, isn't it? Welcome, guys. 4th of November, day 117 in a row. And yeah, I just got back from the dentist, so it's gonna be interesting. Not too great. Had to put pepperoni. Oh, sorry to hear that, dude. 12 years, that's good, dude. Yeah, I just recently had to put Luna down. Like 4 weeks now or something like that on Tuesday. It's crazy stuff. I feel for you, dude. But welcome, Pui, Joe, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. I might need to go and get antibiotic. Actually, yeah. I'm going to quickly do that, chat. I'm going to quickly go and get some ibuprofen already. You can feel it tingling. Right, there we go. Hopefully that'll kick in like a few minutes ago. But yeah, I was at the dentist, so I've got a it's fucking weird, like a problem with one of my teeth, right? So I got the wee X-ray here that I can show you guys. So obviously we're just gonna focus on this, right? So one of my teeth, basically the back molar here, is cracked because it's been pushing on the other tooth, and the reason for it is I don't know if that'll show you, is a fucking wisdom tooth going 90 degrees through my jaw, right? Look at that shit. Where my finger is literally a tooth under the gum, 90 degrees through my jaw. And fuck knows where the fuck that came from. So yeah, this tooth now is completely dead because it even looks like fucking Pac-Man, right? It's eaten my tooth. So I have a tooth that has KIA'd my other tooth. And unfortunately, because of where it's located, I need to go and get like proper surgery done to have it removed. So I need to wait now for an appointment because they can't just pull it out. They have to cut the tooth in half and pull it out individually and stuff like that. But then the fucked up thing is, with this tooth going 90 degrees through the jaw, right? And under the gum line, is they can't just pull it out, because if they fuck up pulling it out, I will be paralyzed in the fucking lower jaw. So I could have a fucking flapping. I'll have like a top mouth and the other one will just hang down. Obviously, it's a bit more serious than I'm making out. You know, I'm trying to be as positive and memey as possible. But yeah, I might have to have fucking little like cords to make my fucking mouth go up and down to eat and shit. I don't know how it'll work, right? Yeah, so I'm getting absolutely murdered by a tooth in my mouth that's burrowing through. But yeah, welcome in, Nando. How you doing, Chief? Also, Captain, Creep Captain, Salah, Dark Neon, thank you very much for the 100 bits, dude. So yeah, fucked up, hey? So I thought, like, I was like, oh, I've got toothache, right? And then obviously the top of the crown area has cracked under pressure, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? And obviously NHS is absolutely screwed right now to get dentist stuff, and I'm not paying a private dentist, so I finally got an appointment with the emergency dentist, and it's taken a wee while to get to. And yeah, and she went in, she was like, okay, right, I see the cracked tooth, yeah, we can repair that, I'll just take a quick x-ray. And she was like, alright, well, we're not going to just fix that tooth anymore. You've got a fucking major problem. A fucking tooth burrowing through. I always wondered why on this side I never got my double wisdom tooth. So here I got double wisdom teeth, which got removed, and up on the top ones here on the upper jaw, they got removed as well. But I only ever had one wisdom tooth here, so I was like, alright, okay, just 3 sides of it, and that got done. And yeah, apparently the second wisdom tooth has been fucking digging for years under the jawline or under the gum line, and it's attacking my fucking back molar. So I've got to get that removed, and obviously it'll need to be split in half. And then she said that I've probably got like 2 or 3 years before I need to do something about the tooth. She recommends that I should wait that length of time to see if it starts to go deeper, right? Starts to dig more. Then obviously it would require surgery. But if she says that if like in 2 years time, if you have another x-ray and it's not moved, you don't need to do shit about it, right? It just has a little fucking sleep under the gum, basically. Absolutely bizarre, man. I did not know teeth went 90 degrees on the human jaw. So, absolute fucking mystery. But obviously now, I've got a bit of pain relief. I've got some antibiotics because this motherfucker is causing issue underneath the sort of root line of this tooth and stuff like that. But it's so bizarre. I'm so glad that I actually got this booked in a while back to get done. Now I just need to wait for an emergency, because she's like, yeah, this needs to come out, but I can't just pull it out like a normal tooth. It's got to be properly fucking surgically removed. Chucky it's no joke, dude. I'm losing a tooth because another tooth is killing it under the gum line. How fucked up is that shit, you know? Like, people, like, they break their teeth and, you know, like, fillings and stuff like that. But I've literally lost a tooth because another tooth has murdered it. Shanked it in the shadows. It's so fucked up. Again, if anybody's joining in, I'll just show you quickly the image of this. It's so fucked. Absolutely fucked. Because she was like, take a fucking x-ray because of it. So again, Pac-Man the fucking tooth 90 degrees under the gum line, attacking the other tooth's root, and literally, again, it's so bad to focus. There we go, right? And because of it, I have to have that tooth fully removed. And the funny thing is, you could put a fucking smiley face on it and it looks... There we go. It looks like a fucking mouth. You know what I mean? That is the weird thing about it, is the tooth literally looks like a little mouth chomping away. And the fucking tooth, like she had to bring in the lead dentist. She was like, I gotta show my fucking, you know, like the top brass that's on shift. And she comes in and go, whoa, like that. I'm like, fucking hell. Great. A simple fucking problem has turned into an absolute nightmare, man. And it was like literally, so there was like 3 people already, and she was like, are you fine with all of us in the room? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. And she's like, can we bring some more people in? I'm like, fuck's sake. Come and see this freak of nature. Fucking pointing and writing down. So yeah, the lead person comes in and goes, right, I'll deal with it, you know, we'll get you booked in. And obviously says you got to sort of split the tooth, pull out one side, cut the gum, and then pull out the other half to try and get away with it and stuff like that. Fucking crazy, like. Tricording teeth, yeah. You're a real BBB down to the tooth, yeah. Yeah. ATF, welcome in. Bill Wayne, Razor, Fu, welcome guys. Hope you're having a good Friday. I had a molar get sent to university to be examined and taken picture of to put into a book. I know the feels. However, for the first time in my life, the lady dentist, she was like obviously feeling like tonsils area in the jaw, and she goes, "You've got a very streamlined jaw." And I was like, well, that's the first time everyone's ever said that to me. So maybe that's why I can low fly so fast. I'm streamlined. A streamlined jaw, wherever the fuck that means. Obviously, I would imagine, like, I guess it's because it kind of goes, like, to a point or something like that. I never asked exactly what the fuck she meant. I was just like, thank you. As in, cool. Difference of jaws, so... Yeah, so once this anesthetic wears off, fuck me, this is gonna hurt, like, cause she was cranking on the old fucking drill and stuff like that. So she basically drilled into the tooth that's sort of dead because this other tooth murked it, and she was like putting antibiotic kind of shit down it, you know. Fucking other tooth's gonna start moving. Would you like my number? Nah. Oh, but yeah, it was fucking weird. Like, I had to get like 3 needles into the jaw. Obviously, if you guys are not fans of dentists. And the funny thing, right? So, she was giving me like questions and stuff like that. You know, are you allergic to antibiotics? Are you allergic to fucking aspirin? All that shit. She was like, "Are you fine with needles?" And I was like, "Easy." And she goes, "Easy." And in my head at the time, I was like, why the fuck did I say easy? You know what I mean? Who the fuck says that? Like, are you alright with needles? Easy. You know, you should be replying yes or no, right? Easy. I can take it. No problem. I don't know why, like, I was saying such weird shit. Because obviously I was in a lot of pain. Like, I've not had much sleep. But every time, like, I said something, I was like, what the fuck are you saying? You've not interacted with anyone in the past, like, months and stuff like that. Crazy stuff. Anyway, guys, we're gonna do, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do streaming for, because obviously, as soon as this anesthetic wears off, I'm gonna be in a lot of pain. So what we might do is just do... Normally I was going to start doing the reactions at the end of the show, but I think whilst I still got a little bit of numbness, and obviously ibuprofen I've just taken, 10 minutes ago, so another 10 minutes that should be rotating in. We'll do the video first, which is going to be awesome, because we actually get to use the reactions video. And this will be going to YouTube and all that jazz. So what I'm actually going to do is quickly put the marker here for Jack. There we go. GigaChat modem. Yeah. Alright. Let's just shut this down. So, this is Inside Star Citizen, the Cargo Show, Fall 2022. I've had a lot of people spam me saying, watch it, it's really good. Apparently it's, you know, helping out with pirates and some other stuff like that. But we will get right into it. And you guys will actually be able to pop up the chat and stuff. All notifications are obviously disabled just now. And obviously this is more what we're going to be doing in the future and stuff like that. But yeah, let's have a look at it.
318, the future is bright for cargo.
We're moving away from the simplistic implementation that we had before into something that's more of a real simulation.
With the new physicalized cargo, it opens doors for us to give some new gameplay. Cargo today is pretty basic. You go to a kiosk, you use an interface, you load your ship, it automatically loads.
You know that they're actually, I think it's next year, they're going to make it where the Caterpillar actually has its proper lift system where it comes down and lifts things into it, which is going to be pretty cool since that thing's not been fully functional for years now.
In that ship, you drive that ship to a port and then you sell what you bought, but there's not a lot of interesting choices there.
With the current implementation,
Why are they edge walking? Nobody edge walks to this shit. You know what I mean? Everyone is running about. You never see somebody just walking up to a console.
whenever we designed it, we did not have the tractor beams that we have now. What that meant is that you were not able to pick up and manipulate the larger 1SU boxes. At the time, all that you could do was pick up the smaller 1/8 SU boxes, but this gave us a problem for piracy and looting in general, in that
Yeah, it's bad.
the really valuable
Very
things
bad.
are sold and bought in these 1SU boxes in higher volumes, but the only thing the player can actually pick up are the smaller ones. So what we had to do is a kind of hack in the cargo system such that when a vehicle explodes, instead of
I feel the pain already by just looking at this right now. This is where Cutlet, I can feel Cutlet in the back of my mind with something like this. I see them occasionally wearing CIV clothing. Well, when people are running around and stuff, actually role-playing. That's interesting. I never see anyone. I suppose I don't really go to sites though.
generating the larger 1SU boxes on destruction, it actually generates the smaller ones in this kind of gamey, magical way, so that the player can
God, that just looks so bad. You know?
actually go pick up some of the boxes from the destruction.
All right, let me give you an example. The C2 has 696 SCU, which equates to 5,568 1/8 SCU boxes that you have to loot. But the ship exploding should damage some of those boxes, and we want to have about 40 to 50% survive that explosion. So that's still about 2,000 1/8 SCU boxes.
But then there's server performance issues to consider. So what we've actually been doing is capping that at 10% boxes being generated. However, on top of that, it's an incredibly tedious experience, because now that's
Wow, look at that fun gameplay for pirates, guys. However, that's cool that the wreck's actually still there. I wonder if you can salvage that. But yeah, look at this gameplay. Wow, can't wait to pick up like 1 billion fucking boxes.
if you were to do the math, about 400 boxes that you have to
Or
go
400,
pick up,
maybe not 1
and
billion
collecting
then.
all of those by hand without a tractor beam.
Yeah, fuck that. I just leave.
With the new system, we've gotten rid of the 1/8 SCU cargo containers. Everything is 1 SCU cargo containers. So in the case of the C2 with the 696 SCU, that would be 696.
What is with this spinning stuff right here?
1 SCU boxes rather than 5,000 plus.
I don't know, that just still doesn't look good, right? Finish loading up the last box of 1,000 enters pilot seat 30k. Well, you still get your stuff back in 30ks now, or you're meant to, right? The mule will cut your gigantic workload for looting in half. True. But that still looks bad, right? Don't you think? Like, there surely has to be some way where it just doesn't pop out like confetti, you know?
Every single one of those boxes is a real entity in the game, like any other entity in the game. It is tracked in the database as a persistent entity now that we have the new persistent entity.
Why does that feel off to me? I'm pretty sure that's what it would exactly happen, right? Going on with it, it's on Daymar, so lighter atmosphere, the wreckage falls down. It saddens me that the wreckage doesn't crumple, like under its own weight kind of thing, but that could come in the future, right? But it just feels like confetti popping off, you know?
The streaming architecture, and it means that now that there are entities that are persistent,
Feels like the wrecks have no weight. Yeah, even on Daymar, right? Again, this is obviously, they can work on it for the future. But it just feels off that it just goes, and then just, like a confetti cannon thing that you can buy, right?
they can be interactable. So now you can do things.
See, that's
like use
cool,
tractor
right?
beams to
I thought
pull
we were
them
gonna get
out of
bigger
the cargo
tractor
hold or
beam
put them into a cargo
guns
hold.
as well.
It also means that whenever we
I like to see the same scene with the ship moving. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
we do ship destruction with the new system, we don't have to generate anything. Instead, all that we do is we take the entities that were already created.
I mean,
and
see, that looks better because obviously the damage model of the Caterpillar is so much better than the Hercules. Look at all the bits and bobs flying around.
Just simply
and it just slowly comes out, but they need to work on atmosphere. Like, atmosphere explosions and the box dropping, it shouldn't just be this unathletic pigeon just going and jumping out.
detach them from the cargo hold and let them float in space.
Man, if it doesn't stop floating, I'm still not scooping that shit, right? But you know what I mean? I hope CIG make it where these boxes in space, they eventually stop. Cause you just, you watch your loot just spreading out further and further and further away.
Now, we still want to have some of that explosive destruction. So there's a certain amount of variable amount of that cargo that is destroyed on
That's
ship
cool, it's
destruction.
moving out.
Actually
Look at
getting it
that.
back somewhere, it's actually 0 to 90%, but that's calculated every time your ship explodes.
That's
So
cool. I
what
like
happens
that.
Then is
Space is
now we're
looking good.
Now we're actually hitting that 40 to 50% number on average.
This means that both
See, again, look. That just looks so clean.
for players that want to reclaim the cargo that they lost on ship destruction,
That looks like you're going through a wreck field and you're picking up the loot and stuff. How can they make it better for atmosphere without it looking just so janky and fake and cartoony? That's how it feels to me.
or for pirates that want to scoop up their ill-gotten gains, then they'll have an easier time to get at it, and there'll be more value there when they try to do so.
There is also the new commodity kiosk flow.
This is looking really, really good. Really good. Apparently there's meant to be some of Quanta, Tony Zervek stuff added into the game. Hey Jedi, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Atmosphere looks like a 30k generator. Do you guys, when they first added in cargo exploding, there used to be NPCs that would land in just random locations, and if you popped them, literally just hundreds of boxes flew everywhere, and it did cause major lag. But it doesn't do it that anymore, or not as much, I would say. I'm curious if, and when they run into the spots on accident, if your ship takes damage, box flown in. Yeah.
Flow, which is a step in the right direction for helping you understand what you're buying and what you're selling and what's available at the places where you buy and sell commodities.
That's
It's new
cool.
UI. It's the new building block UI, so it should be a lot easier to understand and gives you a graphical representation as you're buying and selling of how much space that you have on the ship that you're buying and selling into.
Yeah, it's nice and clean.
318 is not the end of the cargo refactor. There's lots of stuff that we're in the design process for right now, including manual loading and unloading, as well as automatic loading and unloading. We're also looking at some big box cargo missions that separate the cargo from the hauling professions, so that's something to look forward to. We have a lot more content coming that use these new features. We hope you enjoy it in 318.
Right,
And
dope,
as a
like.
coda to all of that, Chris Roberts actually came by my desk the other day, and we talked a bit.
Interesting. PvP would cause tons of minefields. I can't say I've, in recent months, killed something that's had even cargo on it, to be honest, Captain, you know?
How it was unfortunate that we even have to allow players to lose 40 to 50% of the cargo. And we talked and decided that we would try to come up with an interim solution on our path to physicalized damage that would allow us to leave the husks of ships behind on vehicle destruction instead of just exploding them and erasing all the contents. This would allow players to explore the ships and find the cargo and physically move it off the husks of the ship.
Dope. But it's gonna look shit when it falls in atmosphere. Let's go to the husks, guys. Fucking on atmosphere.
Rather than just generating a percentage of the boxes on destruction.
That's cool. This is really cool.
Like every other aspect of Star Citizen's continuing development, the cargo refactor isn't a one drop and it's done kind of feature. And the first implementation, much like persistent entity streaming alongside it in the upcoming Alpha 3.18, is about rebuilding existing functionality within an entirely new foundation that will now set the stage for the persistent universe to reach its fullest potential in subsequent patches to come. And while we're here talking about new technologies designed to be built upon from one patch to the next, let's chat us up some Rastar, the internal tool that we've been developing now that's currently in use, placing outposts throughout both the Stanton and Pyro systems.
Oh man. Look at the verticality on Pyro compared to our primitive crap we have in Stanton.
The whole purpose of Rastar is to make the thing easier for the devs to place location at the surface of a planet. And in the end, it will be used as the system for player to build their bases.
How much damage will you take if you're on a falling husk when it lands? Oh yeah, that's true.
We have Rastar because the previous system based on prefab was quite hard to use and not up to scale for the scale and the scope we want for our planet density. Any changes to the planetary generation, like for example, you just change a canyon, you add a canyon to the planet, you'll have to redrop every modules at the surface of a planet to be sure they are well aligned with the new terrain and the new modifications.
Yeah, that's very true, Jedi. But also it means that if somebody actually does attack you or kill you in atmosphere, it is a lot easier to collect the boxes, right? Because they just unathletic fall to the ground or in the husk.
Modifications of the terrain. Rastar makes that better by allowing, first of all, the ability to directly follow the modification of terrain topology, so we don't have to refresh anything. Plus, it gives us more granularity and modularity of the location.
Oh, we'll never get this diffs. You know what I mean? How you doing as well, Chief? Welcome in. I doubt we'll get the ability to play with this, but you also have to look at it that when we have the ability to build our own outposts on land, if that ever comes, maybe this pops up and allows you to customize it like what you're seeing just now. Because that would be dope. Really, really dope.
Should be caring about Rastar and all these improvements, because that's the way we will be able to give you, the players, the most dense area we can imagine to keep in line and have all the planets, all the moons filled with POI and things to do on the surface.
They're talking about them creating it. Well, again, it could still end up where they give us the tool in game or something like that. Maybe something like that.
Surface, and maybe later in orbit of these planets and moons.
Oh man.
CitizenCon 2951. It changed not much in terms of visual, mostly UI rework, but features are all there. Just a lot of internal work.
You know that Daymar is getting redone in 3.18, which means that, no joke, if they change some of the stuff, Daymar Rally will need to be maybe rerouted, because if my memory serves me correct, whenever they do these planet updates, it changes like the canyons and stuff within the locations.
To allow the new build location to fit more and be more productive. So now we can have
Daymar, right, so all planets and moon in 3.18 are getting updated, and it's like their textures and terrain, because right now in our sphere we can't actually burrow into the sphere within the game. You have to build everything on top of it. This new technology they've got allows them to dig canyons in, which means that certain locations on Daymar, Microtech could have huge, like, you know, canyons, gullies, everything like that. And it starts off in 3.18. The river at Microtech has big trenches that you fly through and stuff like that. So, but they're also doing the derelict stuff for Daymar. Daymar gets a big overhaul in 3.18.
Modules and elements that are nested and indented, so we better understand what depends on what.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
We also added the ability to collapse parts of the tool, so to have a better understanding and more focused work on some parts of the tool. We also worked on better tools integration, so now we are able to use the base tools of the editor,
That's so
such as
cool, man.
Gizmos
Look
or
how
Roller
fast
Star,
they can build things
to
now.
modify some elements of raster, which was not possible previously.
I'm not sure about the name though, right? Rasta. Oh man, I'm only guessing there's going to be, or assuming there will be some Bob Marley remixes to this one.
Previously, due to some breaking while doing so, and to keep consistency with the raster flow. But with that changes,
See, it just slips off the tongue like Rasta, you know, Rastafarian. Also, that is so cool, man. That is a lovely sunset or sunrise.
now most of the in-edited tools are usable with raster without any risk. We also moved the object containers used for raster to streaming object containers to keep in line with the whole streaming process of the network system.
Does it connect
So
it?
now we gave the ability for the server to load and spawn and despawn some locations and elements at will
Whoa, that's
to
so
avoid
cool.
crowding the whole server memory.
Now that's pretty cool. Where, like, again, this is the thing that artists always have these issues in games where they have to go back and go back and go back. Every time they update something like a map, they have to go through it just in case you fall through the map, you fall through the stairs. And that's pretty dope that they can just basically activate something and it will algorithm get rid of the issues. Don't worry about a thing, because every little
And
Alright.
we also
I
now
knew as soon as I
converted
read
the
that
whole
that was
connector
happening.
system that was presented during the last CitizenCon to item ports. So now, again, to keep in line with the
Well, this is the thing, Bull, is everyone complains about CIG's development taking time, 10 years, 15 years. But what most people don't realize is that you have to build the tools, the foundation, to create a game. And that's what CIG have been doing. And you can see with this that they can just go build an outpost, build an outpost, you know what I mean? So instead of taking like multiple months to do something, they just literally have the tools in place, which means that you can hire somebody to come in, quickly train them up within a couple of months to use the tool, or it integrates into the other systems that they're used to, and they just build, right? And that's what takes
in-house
time when developing
way
a game.
we do things, and
Obviously there's
to
other things as well.
better integrate some elements such as the resource network.
This shows
that
the
will
tool at work, and
later
it's
be
incredible.
available on the locations. I'm quite happy with the result of Rasta. There is quite some work to do on it, but the result is promising, and I'm pretty sure
Yes,
you're gonna
look
love
at
the
that.
location we will roll out with Rasta.
Finally, some like verticality
What did we
to
learn
bases.
this week? Well, we learned that the cargo refactor will physicalize the manner in which we transport goods in such a way that makes retrieval after disaster, or collection after piracy, easier and more rewarding than ever before. That it's the new foundation for an entirely new trade experience that will continue to develop over subsequent patches. That it may yet have some fortunate side effects on vehicle destruction, ship husks, and salvage in the not too distant future. And that the Rastar tool, first introduced at last year's CitizenCon, is already being used to populate the planets of Pyro in next year's 4.0 and Stanton in this December's upcoming Alpha 3.18. Now don't forget that this
I wonder. They say 3.18 for Stanton. Obviously, we're not getting Pyro. Just in case anybody doesn't understand that one. I'm very, very interested to see what outposts like Shubin on Daymar and stuff like that are going to look. Are they going to look like proper little mini ports now? Or are they still going to be these, like... I can't stand the legacy system of like PlanetSide and Star Citizen. It's just all these locations that look exactly the same. You want to have a bit of diversity. So when you go to a location, you just don't go, oh god, this is boring. I'll go into the same building that I've been into every single location I go to. You want to make it where you go to somewhere and you're like, ooh, where do I go? And you maybe do a bit of sightseeing and stuff like that. So this is going to be really, really cool.
This year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is right around the corner. You can go to the robertspaceindustries.com website to find out all the details. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all here next week.
Thank you, Jared. Yeah, that also marks the final of my stream challenge thing, where we finally finished 6 months of streaming Star Citizen every single day. Obviously, we're on day 170 right now, so we've got 15 to go, and that's obviously ends on the same day as IE, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's really dope, guys. So yeah, there we go. That is the reaction for that. Really cool stuff. Looking forward to the changes, and also looking forward to seeing what else they do for Free 18 as well. Oh yeah, I bet they will, but not too much at first. Verity, yeah, that's true. Anyway, awesome. Thank you very much, Jared and the team. And we'll just mark that down for Jack. And see what else. Hey, I seem to be actually in not a bad form right now. Let's have a look here, because obviously we want to get as many of these out as possible. Man, I can't wait for Free 18. Obviously, I was just mainly excited for salvaging, but it definitely feels like waiting this length of time, and obviously it's well over 6 months since we've had a major patch update. Well, there's not really anyone else sort of like posting on it. I take all the events are actually finished with Star Citizen now, aren't they? Until IE. Got a lot of stuff coming up. We have obviously IE. We have Fight or Flight next Saturday with content creators, with a decent lineup as well. That's on Saturday the 12th. I think it's like 1800 UTC, which would be 8 o'clock my time. Then obviously 18th we've got IE, Free Flight, and then I hope we see Free 18 by the 16th of December, because they're going to be finished round about 22-23, which is the following Thursday and Friday. There's no way they're going to... Yeah. We'll see. I wish I knew more information on the Drake Cutter as well. We'll find out about that. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Right, let me load up the game. Might have a little fly. Again, the moment that these general anesthetic or local anesthetic wears off, I'm ending the stream because I'm going to be in a lot of pain the moment it happens. We'll get Free 18 just before they go on holiday. I think we'll probably get Open PTU Taco just because of all the delays, but obviously if it comes out before then that would be cool. Have a quick re-listen on 610 onwards? You mean the video we just seen? Let me have a look.
Place location at the surface of a planet. And in the end, it will be used as the system for player to build their bases.
Awesome. I didn't catch that the first time. Diffs. Lovely. That's so cool. I'm still unsure what this name is. It's like Tony Zervik with Quanta. You got Quantum. Now we've got Quantum boosting from the vet team. It's like, stop reusing the names. Now we got Rastar. for building outposts and stuff like that. And we're on Star Engine, if I remember correctly. Like, CIG's actual engine is called Star Engine. Rasta Citizen, yeah. Oh, shit. Our server's scuffed? Yeah, mine don't look good. Oh, it says starting location Orison? Have I been reset? This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. That we'll eventually get that. I'm looking forward to when organizations can build their own outposts. But really cool to see two good things. The cargo refactor is looking good. Again, this is going to be a lot better when the vet teams slow us down, because obviously certain ships like caterpillars and stuff can carracks can still move ridiculously fast and all that jazz. But it's looking good. Lots of changes coming that I feel are really good. Have I not lost anything? Oh, no, lost anything. Star Yard? No, it's Star Engine is the... So obviously we started off with Cry Engine, then we moved into Lumberyard, and then CIG pretty much have taken the two, smooshed it together, created their own sort of offspring called Star Engine. Which, funnily enough, once CIG gets this all set up, they can sell it and make a bit of money on that one as well, which is really cool. Because obviously when you're spending all this time and money to build tech, you want to actually be able to make money off it afterwards.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Not just hire someone, build a tool to use the tools to generate an entire planet. Well, that's the thing that they said, right? So everyone memes that it's like, oh, we're never going to see 100 solar systems. So CIG want to get it to the point where they literally can have like one person, or however it's done, make 1 or 2 solar systems every year, right? That's what we want to achieve to. Make it where you can create a solar system or 2 solar systems every year, and maybe it gets faster and faster. Maybe it's 5 every year or something, and that's how you'll get your 100 solar systems down the line, you know. But for me, if you think about it, they talk about Pyro and stuff, but for Squadron 42 there's Nyx, there's Terra, and there's Odin. And Odin is connected to Nyx, Nyx is connected to Pyro, Pyro is connected to Stanton and Terra, Terra connected to Stanton, vice versa, all the way down the line. So, funnily enough, once we get server meshing, being able to actually go through gates and stuff, I reckon after Squadron 42 is released, you should have 5 solar systems to play with in Star Citizen. Because there would be no reason for CIG to not implement it all round about that time. And 5 solar systems is a lot of space for our current amount of like players and backers, so even if it went up by like a couple of million, you know, it's still gonna be round about the same.
You are clear to launch.
Arrow will have SEM of 270 and Gladius and Buccaneer will have 280. Where are you getting that information from? Are you pulling a Jonathan Winters and looking at the fucking website diffs? Because if you are, please fucking don't, right? Because CIG literally will need to balance all of it before they ever decide to make that a finalized thing, alright? That whole nonsense of, yes, this is how it's going to be for 4.0. No, CIG will change it well beforehand. So if that's where you're getting your speed of SEMs and stuff, don't bother, please. Just wait till they release Evocati, PTU, all that jazz. Because, yeah, CIG will change things over and over and over again to tweak it. Because I still think we won't see it for like 6 months, right? If we're lucky on that. Yeah. Like as I've been saying since, and I said it to Paul Astro Pub last night on the tweet, as I've been saying since inside, CitizenCon, CIG will have to change the weapons in Star Citizen with the new flight system, because having people moving around at those speeds with 1400 meter second repeaters is just not fun at all, because you'll be able to engage and you'll never be able to ever disengage with that nonsense. You will be beamed down. Oh. Shadows in the dark. So I still think a lot of like tweaks here and there for certain things. I personally would love it where if it, again, I've had this idea, I've not really advertised it to CIG, I've said it a few times on stream. I would love CIG to build a size, like a weapon, right? And obviously that weapon can work on any sizes, and they have it as flat stats. And when it gets added to a certain ship, it has a percentage change. So say for example, you have 2000 or 3000 range, certain amount of DPS on a repeater, and when it gets fitted to like an arrow, you take into account the size of power plants and all those things, and basically a percentage goes on top of that and nerfs it down where it's like low range, like 500 meter range, but maybe double the damage because it's more compacted, and that allows fighters to have to get really, really close. But then if you put it onto a turret, for example, it would have like a range bonus percentage added to it, and this would be a great way for CIG to do it, because all they have to do is have one weapon that they build with flat stats, and then they just have percentage changers on ships and turrets, depending on role and spec. Take into account how many power plants, the size of power plants, yada yada yada, right? My group has been practicing PvP by capping our speed limit to around 300 ms to get a feel for the upcoming change. We know the number isn't exact. Also make sure that you don't backstrafe, right? Don't backstrafe. Because that's the biggest killer for most people in this game, that they require to backstrafe to get out of certain situations or tricord and stuff. And with what CIG advertised in their video, obviously subject to change, yada yada yada, it's looking really good. Everything apart from your main thruster sort of has a dampen effect to it. And the best way to actually experience this is fighting, say, Hurston. Because we don't have atmospheric effect in this game. It's very cleverly done where CIG just dampen your G's, right? It's not like when you hit the wind, you suddenly, ooh, I can't do these sort of things and stuff. So it's the best way to have a sort of glimpse at what they're creating for the future with dampened movement. So if you're ever doing PvP, do it on hard atmosphere, because that will give you the best example of what's coming. Because in hard atmosphere, your forward thrust actually behaves completely different to space. Oh, same with me. Like Yogi, Coulson, I don't know if K Winter and Ica, they all play DC. Oh, I know like Coulson and Yogi play DCS. So I'm very, very excited to see what their take on like proper dynamics or something like that in Star Citizen is going to be in the future. I'm still praying for one day where they just make it where Afterburner going forward is connected to hydrogen, but I doubt we'll ever see it. Because I just want to be able to use Afterburner continuously in a straight line and just drain out my fuel, but because that would give a reason for refueling. I can't ever see a reason for refueling just now, apart from like going to an outpost and stuff. Would people use decouple mode to eliminate backstrafing? No. K Winter already said you're scuffed, right? I purposely kept this for people in question. So he said this here, obviously, again, subject to change. So once your boost pool is depleted, you will be pulled back to the max SEM speeds. We already know this. It's just for extending above, so you can't stay at that speed indefinitely by using decouple, which is amazing. So you can't use decouple to cheese the speeds. Most likely decouple will probably be sort of like the same it is just now. It has its benefits and it has its negatives as well. Decoupling really is only to use this nonsense called tricording, which is when you move in 3 directions at once whilst using afterburner advantage. If people don't know, there's an afterburner advantage in this game, where because of how the network and the tick rate works on the game, sometimes whoever presses afterburner first has this like magic fucking teleportation advantage. Where they're like 500 meters and then they're 2k, 5k away from you, and you're afterburning in a straight line, and it's not because they're going in a straight line, it's because they activated tricord and the server or the game just doesn't recognize what it's doing. And this is where I really hope CIG clamp down on that system, because it's so cancerous. It just tricks the game massively, where people just have this huge advantage in speed in going in different direction to you. It should always be where if you're going forward in a straight line, that's the fastest way to achieve any speed in this game. Doing this, using your main engines. Because how the feck does small engines strafing to the left, strafing up, whilst you're fucking rolling, give you more speed than using your main thruster? I don't know. So I hope that gets eliminated in their new system, because tricording is one of the worst things to deal with in PvP and in combat, because it breaks Gs as well. So there's a lot of times you'll see Gs broken in this game, and we can do a really easy example where if we go into atmosphere and we're pulling a 7G turn right now. So we're banking to the right, we're pulling 289 meters a second, 7 Gs. Now if we afterburner and increase our turn 10 Gs, you see how basically the blackout system or G system starts taking into effect, and we basically go for a snooze, right? However, you can manipulate it by just doing yaw and forward. So while somebody's pulling the circle, I'm doing the same speed as the other person. The difference is I'm not blacking out. And I can just do it this way. So whilst they're having a snooze trying to outturn me, I can just yaw and strafe and just pulse the afterburner, and it never affects you to the extent it does. So this is another thing that CIG will have to change, because pulling Gs in any angle is the same effect. It's the flux capacitor. A single fuel type like hydrogen for sublight or quantum engines. I would love that as well, but I don't think they want to do with that. They want to use the capacitor system way more, right? But there's ships that basically break this. So let's take into Car2All. Car2All can literally do the most insane amount of Gs, because in the current system, tricording, afterburner, it allows you to pull like what, 20 to 30 Gs. And when you do that, you have this insane maneuver that you can do, and you pull like these amount of Gs, but the game doesn't calculate it correctly. So when I'm doing 9 Gs and blacking out, somebody that does the same amount of G or more Gs, right, blacks out the same as me doing 9 Gs, and this has to stop. It has to stop. If you are blacking out at 9 Gs and you instantly go to 15 Gs, you should be having a snooze way faster than the person that's slowly going to 9. But it doesn't do it in this game. And it's the same in space. Even in hard atmosphere, it doesn't calculate it correctly. So whilst I do 9 Gs to try and pull around the corner, so right now doing 10 and we're blacking out, right? You can see it slowly going up. But if somebody does this, they don't instantly snooze at 20 Gs. They're going up in the same amount of time that it does for 9. And this is how people get around on folk without them trying to work out whatever, you know? And you don't get a longer snooze. You don't get a longer snooze. Snooze time is the exact same. The moment that you trigger the snooze in this game, it's the exact same time if you're pulling 15 Gs. It comes out of it. And you're still going faster than the person that had a 9G snooze. This does not happen in real life, or that's not how Gs work at all. So I really hope that when CIG go over their system, they work out that they've got to make it where when Gs literally go up at a certain speed, the more Gs that you implement should make it faster. And this avoids this ability where people can literally G-lock and never black out. And in the Car2All, it's really easy to do. You pull like 20 Gs and you never snooze, while somebody in an arrow has 9 G snooze time all the time. It's so stupid. And this is why you can't escape the car tool. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's got, like, main engines as maneuvering thrusters. It's the fact that it can literally go insane speeds and you do not get punished any more differently than somebody doing half the amount of G's. That's why it's abused right now. And everyone's like, oh no, that should be fine. No, it should not be fine. If you are going 9 Gs and then you decide to go 30 Gs, you should be having a snooze. I don't know. I don't know how they could do it, KLB. Obviously, we used to have Gs work correctly, but over the time of changing the flight stuff, I think it's just been something that CIG have not worked on. And sort of it's just been like pushed to the side. We want to work on flight, we want to work on weapons, we want to do it this way, and it's something that they come back to it, you know? Because there's easiest way to manipulate it, right? So when we're doing low flying, and obviously like if we pull in here, and we're gonna start pulling G's, right? And what I call is the inverted twist. So whilst I'm going here, I will invert and yaw, look, there we go. I just broke all the G's and I never lost speed. We'll do it again. There we go. And I am still going round at 400 meters a second and I never blacked out whilst holding afterburner. You know what I mean? I should be having a nice, lovely snooze trying to do shit like this, right? And then there's ships that do it even more crazier. It's so scuffed, it is, because again, CIG brought in a system where when you were redding out and blacking out in the future, like say for example you were blacking out, you rolled to the right, and when you're redding out, you rolled to the left, which is kind of correct in real life, but the problem is, whilst you're holding afterburner and doing all these things, G's just go absolutely bonkers, and the game just can't calculate what it's meant to do, or it's very basic for now, and it needs to be obviously an in-depth sort of system added to it. But again, this is how a lot of people manipulate PvP, using tricord, using afterburner privilege, and also using G-lock scuffing. And they maneuver completely out of your idea of doing it because they've literally mastered these sort of free little things. And everyone goes, oh, they're amazing pilots. They're not. They're literally using broken shit to beat you. Just because they actually learned how to use broken stuff in the game. Instead of you actually flying how you think you would fly, even in 60 OF, they're literally using the broken systems. Surely not. No, but you know what I mean? Like, CIG, or like Star Citizen has its bugs, right? But there's a lot of broken stuff that can be manipulated, you know? Like if we were to talk about, say, like a money exploit, for me that's the same sort of thing that I want eliminated from a game. Because nobody wants to play a game with a money exploit, right? I'm the same when it comes to flight. I don't want a scuffed flight system. Fun fact, females on average can handle more G's, because, yeah, have you seen the, what's her name in Thunderbirds? I think it's Thunderbird, or it's Blue Angels. I can't remember her name, but she literally gets in her F-16. Which one, because I know it's the Hornet and the F-16. Which one are you getting around? She's the one, she flies the F-16 and she holds 9 Gs, like a certain height. Fucking nothing, she just flicks it off, right? Thunderbird or Vipers, right, so she's part of Thunderbirds then. Thank you, Fetch, thank you. I couldn't remember which way. Yeah, but I can't remember her name. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she literally is like a 9G monster. Doesn't it fucking, like, the rest of people are like having a fucking sleep, and this woman is just insane, man. She can pull crazy G's like it's nothing. So I believe that, fun fact. Do you think CIG will try to fix it, or will they keep under the carpet? No. The vet team are really, really good at this. Well, again, okay. I've had my rants in the past with Yoki and Coulson, especially with the overheating system, but I genuinely believe after, like, talking to everyone, CitizenCon, CIG are definitely on the right track in their flight system. This different mode from SEM to QCM to quantum boosting, all that stuff, right? I think it's really, really good. It just, they have to build flight, then they have to build like the weapon systems, then they have to build the shields, then they have to build missiles, then, you know what I mean? It's very difficult for 5 to 6 people in a company to just go, right, let's have somebody do fucking G system, let's have somebody, you know, do the flight and stuff. It doesn't work that way in development. So we get the flight out in 4.0 and hopefully CIG will then work on the Gs. Or maybe they're already working on the Gs, we just don't know, right? Which thrusters apply more G? Up, strafe, forward, and left or right? Right now, Steve. So that's normally what people do, right? So the up strafe forward or the up strafe left, and you can see here I'm doing 17 Gs right now. 17, pulling it, but you see how I'm not blacking out, right? I'm doing 14 Gs right now at 200 meters a second. I'm not blacking out, right? There you go, trichord manipulation. And I don't do this shit because I feel it's a really, really bad thing to fucking learn. There's a spiral, and you could call it a reverse falling leaf at 17 Gs at 200 meters a second. We're just nearly Mach 1 on Daymar doing that stuff. That's bonkers. And then some other ships can't do that, right? Like the Hornet couldn't even ever achieve to doing that kind of shit. Hey, Puppeteer. Ah, thank you, dude. Yeah, fetch beats you to it. Missiles feel really underpowered. Well, yeah, this is again, right, so what I would like to see from missiles is, first of all, I would like to see a lot of ships lose this huge amount of missile ability. Let's take a Cutlass, for example. Let's take a Connie. I would like to see these ships lose at least 75% of their missile amount, but I want to see missiles very effective, and you have to really know what you're doing to counter it, right? But also I want to see it where it's a little bit more than just changing to missile operator mode, looking at somebody and going, bang, there you go, missile away, right? It needs to be where maybe you hold the tone a bit more, because right now every single missile in this game, including torps, is literally a fox free. Basically lock, fire, forget, right? Or basically the missile has its own like advanced radar, it does all these things. I would like to see more diversity in missiles, you know? Especially with IR. It's bonkers that, right, this is, watch this nuts, right? This is absolutely fucking crazy. So we've got IR, cross-section, and EM, right? And you see the speed that I'm going, right? Now watch what happens when I afterburner. EM is going up, not IR. So I am not creating any more heat by afterburning in a straight line. But my electrical system goes up, because obviously I'm activating EM. See, this is why IR is fucking useless. Because it's not chasing after anything heat related. It's just going after a stat, basically. So I kind of feel like missiles in general will need to be completely overhauled. If they actually want, or just get rid of cross-section and EM, cross-section and IR. Just get rid of them. Just leave an EM, you know? Since everything spikes EM these days. Someone explain to me how the Talon Shrike can carry 20 plus side speed missiles. I don't know, man. Again, that unfortunately is nothing to do with like the vet team who we're talking about. That's concept and that is artists. And yeah. Those are me. It punches above its weight class, Chris Roberts, right? These ships just never make sense to me. I personally feel like the Talon Shrike should move to size 2 and then half its missiles, half the missile amount, and just make it where missiles are a bit more effective, right? But that's down to CIG balancing and stuff. I don't personally care about these things. All I care about is no cheese in the game. So for me, I want to see with the new flight system, a better G system in the future, a better ability of not having weird meta ways of flying ships. I just want to see somebody think better instead of doing a maneuver, you know what I mean? It's like when you're playing beat 'em up games, right? Most of the time it's like somebody will know how to animation cancel. That's what tricording to me feels like. It feels like somebody's just animation canceling. What do we have here? A Taurus! I don't think it's coming from me though. Maybe it will. Imagine magic, I know. Maybe CIG could learn something from how DCS missile system work. I don't know, right? So this is where we go into a very touching topic, Fetched, is that we don't want Star Citizen to be like DCS World, because a lot of people will quit. I will personally play it, because I'm fine with hardcore simulators. You know, and if they went hardcore Tarkov for FPSing, again, I wouldn't care about this, but we need Star Citizen to be sort of like where it is just now and DCS World, and have something juicy in the middle that works, is understandable to everyone, but not cheesable. You know, a bit more simulator in certain areas, but a lot of space magic and fun in others. Because again, you will lose a lot of people if you make it too difficult to understand the game. And this is where, even for somebody that is quite happy with those kind of game modes, I want it where people can enjoy the game. But obviously, if you want to get on some seriously pro level, you're not using animation cancels and all that shit to fucking beat people, right? I would rather it where somebody is beating somebody in like a game of chess kind of style in Star Citizen than, oh, my aim is just godly and my animation cancels are better than you, right? Because fuck that shit. I don't want to see that in a video game, especially like Star Citizen. Don't make it... yeah, alright, fair enough, Fetch. Yeah, I get where you're going with that, right? Cutting the cheese out will massively help Star Citizen. And I'm pretty sure the vet team and CIG in general are like, yeah, we don't want exploits. We don't want it where people are doing weird things. Like, again, backstrafing over the years has just been a massive ball ache for these guys to try and balance out. And finally, they've decided to go, fuck you, backstrafers, you're getting wrecked. You either go forward or you get the fuck out of our fucking video game. So yeah, I'm so happy this is finally done, because the game just doesn't calculate this stuff at all. And it's easier just to stop it than it is to redo. Just distracting myself in real life, just lost my second grandparent in a week. Sorry to hear that, dude. I just recently lost my eldest dog. So I know how you feel. It's a shitty fucking thing, but yeah, we move on. We get past it. Hey, Anna, how you doing, Chief? I don't know what this Taurus is up to. This Taurus is literally outside Armitage Zone, and it's landed. This is the kind of situation where when salvaging and looting comes in, I can't wait to turn this into money right now. You know what I mean? This is literally money in free 18. It's either salvage or it's cargo. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. It doesn't have anything on it, so this would be salvage in the future. Or both, yeah. But that is definitely salvage. Juicy salvage. It's very tempting to go and get a ballista. Again, I just don't know what the hell somebody would do with a Taurus landing outside Arms Zone at Daymar. Man, weapon popping definitely needs to change. I mean, look at that. That's weapons will depop at little longer than it was on the other time. Where's it? There. There we go. So standard view popping at 198 meters, and it pops in 300, so nearly an extra 100 meters if you use zoom feature. Can you use plane backstrafe? I do flips and burns all the time, especially when flying big ships and flying. Right, so backstrafing is very simple. If you guys don't know that when you are going forward right now in Star Citizen, you use 50% more afterburner than somebody just pulling back on the back stick and afterburning as well, right? So right now I am going backwards in atmosphere. Obviously there's no atmosphere effect in this game. At Mach 1 on Daymar. This is backstrafing, but I am using 50% less afterburner than somebody going forward, cranky old man, right? You use 50% less afterburner. So when you're in combat in space and somebody is 100% backstrafing, they are using less resources to fight people going forward. And CIG in 4.0 are flipping it the opposite way, where you will be punished going backwards and you'll be promoted or what would be punished? Rewarded if you go forward, right? So backstrafers, there's another way as well, which a lot of people don't know about, is that when the ship is actually falling backwards, so say for example right now here, we go decouple and you see that the ship is falling backwards, funnily enough, this actually also gives me 50% less resources when I'm doing this shit. So when you're fighting somebody in atmosphere and they're, say, left strafing and then they're up strafing, but their ship is still moving backwards, like you see here, I'm using 50% less afterburner than the person pushing forward. You know what I mean? So anyone that falls backwards or strafes backwards in this game literally has an advantage on anybody that's pushing forward. So not only can you beam people down whilst you're going backwards, but you're also using 50% less resources. That's pretty scuffed. But obviously if you're doing what I think you're doing, you're basically going like this, you're heading to a location, you're basically decoupling, flipping it and going and then fucking slowing your big ship down. Yeah, that's cool, right? Whatever with that. But I would personally like it to see it the other way, where you're not having to do that. I kind of feel like I would like it where like Space Break actually does something instead of backstrafing or doing these flip maneuvers. Obviously you could still do the flip maneuvers, right? But I would like it where people more are, when especially in atmosphere, where they're being like, right, there's my landing spot. Because you see Carracks, right? I see it all the time. A Carrack's coming in at like fucking 200, 300 meters a second. Big chunky ship, right? And they come in, there's Armistice Zone, and literally all I see them doing is and then they just stop the moment they hit Armistice Zone and then land like this, right? That just annoys the shit out of me when you see it. So I would actually prefer, okay, just my own opinion, that when you're coming into places to land, you're, instead of doing these crazy things, you're more going, right, well, I need to actually start to slow my speed down because I'm coming into, I need to come to a halt, right? So you'd be like, right, bit of brake, bit of brake, bit of brake, and then balance it out and then land, right? Especially in atmosphere. Space is a little bit different, obviously, cool, you do the big flippy nonsense. I don't really care about like backstrafing big ships because technically you can still get around it, right? Please, I missed all your ideas since the last hour or so. Can you repeat all? Yeah, it's called Watch My VOD on YouTube when it comes out within 24 hours. I knew. Exclamation mark VODs. If anybody doesn't know, we don't hide our VODs. We don't put them behind a paywall. We don't delete our VODs or edit them to take away any nonsense. We put them all on YouTube without music and sound files, and you get to enjoy it in all its glory in 1440p. More like a flared approach in atmosphere? Yeah, something like that, yeah. We used to have it. If you guys remember them when we first got, like, sort of 3.0 and they added in Yella and Daymar and stuff like that, you actually had to come through the atmosphere slow on like reclaimers, because if you went too fast you crashed into the ground. I know Kraylin from CIG really would love to see this back again, and so would I. I don't think these thrusters should be able to slow you down like they do, personally. And we'll see what CIG do with big ships, because for me, I would like big ships to be super tanky, very slow, not agile at all, and you use your turrets to defend yourself and plenty of countermeasure reserves, right? And no more 890 diving into the ground and then just stopping literally before it hits the ground and then leveling off. That's just... No, no, no. 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 I don't want to see this anymore. Yeah, I know what you mean, Steve, with sometimes scuff gameplay leads to other thing, but again, this is where you want players to be able to just get into Star Citizen and play the game, and for you to become pro or like a really good PvP or a really good combat or a really good pilot, you put the time and the effort, not using manipulation on things, right? That is not good for a game like this, you know? I know what you mean, like it does bring interesting sort of things to it, but it needs to get to the stage where you beat somebody because of your knowledge of the game, not because you're pulling off some fucking animation cancel. And that's what some of these things... What the fuck is that? Jesus, that was like a big blue ball or something. Invaded by flies. Again, no, yeah. What the absolute fuckery is that? Like a small fucking jumbo going around. Will you be able to play any music on... no, that's only on shorts right now, Zayman. Only on shorts, dude. Unless YouTube are planning about to change their systems, then that would be dope, man. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Again, all of this is going to be a bit different in 3.18 with the new texture files. I'm watching you. I see. No, all content coming soon? Nice, nice. It's a flag cam. Dude, no joke. I've had this conversation with Yogi before. I would love DCS camera system in Star Citizen. Like flybys. And have it where you can then like record combat and watch it from different angles. My god, that would be so sick. Like, I would love a flyby camera in this game. They can't do it without redoing the whole camera system, which sucks. But it'd be so dope. Recording drones. Well, again, yeah, I suppose you can do it that way, but it's... You need to be able to record off your own, like, frames and stuff. Flight model made DarkLaw go insane and start hallucinating. Oh, that's nothing new. My early 20s were a lot of hallucination and other things. What about a Carrack-like ship? Re-entry? Sure, Fetch, but look at the weight of one of these rockets compared to a Carrack, right? A Carrack ain't exactly one of these little fucking flimsy rockets that just 180s and slows the fuck down and its little flappy little landing gears come out, right? We're talking about an absolute behemoth running around in space. Those engines ain't pulling it out of a fucking 180 dive through atmosphere. No, they would not. So, I don't know, like, I would prefer people just slow down on their entries. Like shuttle kind of gameplay, right? Like what we used to have. Later this year, creators and YouTube partner program in the US get access to creator music. Ooh! Nice! Awesome. Well, hopefully it'll come to the UK, because obviously I can't use it in the US. Yeah, for me, right, so obviously I don't want CIG to slow down like SEM and stuff like that, but I kind of feel like if you're coming through atmosphere or you're trying to slow down, you know what I mean? Like the Carrack should have its nose up and you're coming to a general halt when you're doing this, like a plane, or like our old shuttles that we used to use, and then eventually when you get to a nice slow speed, you can then level off and you have to take your time whilst landing these things. Because again, weight's not taken into account in Star Citizen. If anybody doesn't know that yet, weight has no effect on your ship at all. The only thing that you used to be able, or you can do, is change out components, but it does not change the way a ship flies. It only changes certain things, like where you can sort of roll a bit easier and stuff like that. So we're still needing a full sort of laden weight system added to the game. You know the annoying thing, KG Miller, right? Is they took this away. They took this away when they added you the ability to warp to outposts through atmosphere, right? And the CIG have made this really, really cool entry effect, and nobody fucking uses it because everyone's warping to outposts all the time. And it's so sad. I personally feel that when you warp to an outpost, it should bring you above in space, and then you have to slow boat through. And you're still going to be 20, 30 kilometers. This is the crazy thing, right? So when you warp from OM1, let's take Daymorpher into an example, and you warp from OM1 and you warp to Shubin. You warp through and you land 20 kilometers away. However, it's only like 20 to 30 above it. So why couldn't they make it where you like appear 25 above, and you then get the atmosphere effect as you slow boat through coming down, instead of you flying the fuck through atmosphere at high super speeds? This would be so dope. It would allow people to have the same traveling time, but they also have to take into consideration they're coming through atmosphere, not remote controlled warpy through it nonsense. It should do, Vaden, yeah. Mass should definitely come into play, but I don't know when CIG are planning to talk about that. The TheDarkLaw theme tune? God, what have you got for me now? What the fuck? Why would I have the Godfather theme tune? TheDarkLaw spent his early 20s tripping balls, meanwhile I'm here in my early 20s flying a simulated F-14. Well, everyone has everyone has different goals in life, I suppose. For me in my 20s I was doing a lot of snowboarding, and yeah, something about snowboarding off piste whilst absolutely fucked on copious amount of narcotics just seemed like a great idea back then, right? Anyway, I need to quickly update this because I didn't do this, chat. Apparently, we're gonna see a bit more information. I don't think we'll get it this year, but a little bit more information from the vet team on the new sort of flight modes. I hope they get like their own personal Inside Star Citizen. A 20-minute Inside Star Citizen with Yogi and crew going over like fine details and stuff. I totally agree with that because we have to exit atmosphere to utilize our drives. Yeah. We also don't need to do that, right? You just warp out of atmosphere. I mean, as much as I complain about it, I also do it all the time because that's the way you play the game. But I miss the old system where you had to leave atmosphere and you had to enter atmosphere, and it just gave you more purpose, you know? Everyone's like, oh no, but I don't have 10 minutes to spend to land my ship. It's like, yeah, but it's only 5 more minutes, right? It's not that big a deal. And then, oh, I can't bring my reclaimer into atmosphere. It's not meant to go into atmosphere for a start. It may have the ability to land, but it's not a ship that you bring into hard atmosphere. Same with like an 890, you know? The whole idea is you're meant to get into your little 85Xs and load people off and spaceports and stuff like that. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Alright. Do that. I feel the reclaimer is made to land on low G. Yeah. It used to be where you just never brought it into Hurston or anything like that. Alright, let me just quickly check my distance. Lovely. A bit more this way. Okay. Bring it. Alright. I'm gonna have a wee chill out. Catching pressure at this time is a treat. As we get the sun behind us. Go a bit a little deeper so we get the shadow a bit more on the way back in. Hey, Cranky, thank you very much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. Can we get some vibes? Thank you, dude. That is very, very generous of you. Brand new sub. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Alright, now we should have the sun on our backs a bit more. There she is. Oh. Be good if the storm would go away, though. Oh yeah, I just remembered I need one more song lined up for this. Oh god, I didn't cue it. Sorry. I'm even here. This. Shh. There we go. There we go. That's better. Are you ready? Fucking AC/DC, man. Woo! Take it easy, deasy. Yeah, there we go. I guess the cobwebs off. Some clear shaves? Yes. Servers are getting a lot better. Well, whilst there's no nine tails and stuff on. Do I like cars? Yeah. Cars, motorbikes, bikes, helicopters. Everything. Everything that goes fast. Furious. I miss my old Subaru. You should buy one of these. Ooh. What we got here? V8 completely insane. Oh yeah, the new Defenders. Oh man, they're so gorgeous. Like, yeah, dude, I ain't got 60 something grand spare, right? Yeah, dude, if I won the lottery, I would definitely get that. Also, Blasty, dude, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs as well. Sorry I missed that one, dude. It was kind of in the moment. And also, Cranky Old Man, I didn't realize I did, but thank you for the tier free sub. Holy shit. I hope you guys put down the vibes. Thank you so much, dude. I didn't even notice that one. Whew. Which screws the creator with apps. We're on vacation. The app allows tier 1 for 1 month. Had the trick Safari. Which screws the creators with the apps. We're on vacation and the app only allows tier 1 for 1 month. Had to trick Safari to think it was on desktop to do a free. But they still don't allow more than 1 month at a time unless you're on the PC. I don't follow. You mean you did number 3 by mistake? I think they had to do it on purpose. Alright, so is it just a tier 1? If that's what I'm finding. That's cool, dude. A sub is a sub to me. Massively appreciate it. Even just a view is very, very welcoming. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate that. I don't know, like, for me, when it comes to this sort of flying, I'm pretty sure we're going to see it disappear with the new system. We're not going to be able to boom around at these speeds, but you know what? We might be able to do something else with it. Because obviously they slow down. I mean, you can still do these speeds. The problem is obviously, like, you can't regain the afterburner until you're under SEM speed, which is fair enough, right? This is where sort of like for me, I wish the main thruster was connected to hydrogen over anything else, right? So, but I'm very interested to see what CIG will come up with when it comes to actually flying around at speed. So like if we look at it this way, right? Let's not take into consideration the current SEM speed, but it's more just theory crafting on it, okay? So if I then put all my power to weapons so I can't regen afterburner or it's very, very slow. This is how you fly around in SEM, and the moment that you press afterburner I can activate this, right? And then the moment I let that go, I clamp down and then I can regen my afterburner, right? And then again, we put it to there so I can't regen it unless I'm under speed, and you can push it around. So I think I will still be able to do some of the crazy shit that I do. Might even be more effective because I struggle on some turns because I don't have enough forward thrust. But obviously, I won't know exact, like, this is one thing I don't know if CIG know about. But when you go high speed and you put a lock on, you lose the ability to like do certain things because it pulls you down too fast, and you then kind of like stall the ship basically. Like it doesn't do anything. You have no movement. So again, I'm unsure how CIG will actually get over that one, because if you're pumping the speed, right, and depending on whatever they allow us to do, let's say into consideration that we're doing this, right? The moment I put the thing on, look, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have this major sort of can't do anything until you're back under SEM. So I'm very, very interested to see how CIG get around this, because it's pretty fucked, like, if it stays the same. Again, you're moving at high speed, you've got afterburner. Say your afterburner is completely drained out. So let's move our power to weapons. And we'll drain out the afterburner. Going at high speed. Right, and this is nothing whoop-de-doo. You lock the speed down, we can't regen afterburner, right? And you're just sort of like, ugh. And then finally it would regen, and you would... Maybe they make afterburner regen a little bit faster the moment you hit... That would actually be a cool thing. If they made it where the moment you hit SEM speed again, your regen is double what we have right now, that would be dope. That would allow you to have these scenarios where you go. The question is, when you do over SEM, like what we're doing right now, would you actually be able to set off decoys? Because obviously we know about it for QCM, where you can't use your decoys. But in this situation where I'm just staying in SEM, but I'm just going over the threshold with afterburner, can I actually flare whilst I go around? Because, no joke, if they actually disable a lot of things just in the standard flying, that's it. You're fucking scuffed. Absolutely scuffed when somebody just does this to you, right? So you're trying to navigate around things, and somebody just goes SEM speed and goes... Bang! Oh, look at you doing high maneuvers and you can't go very far, you know? It's... We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Tip for fighter pilots out there, if somebody's giving you a full face of jet, fucking shoot it. A full face of jet? Yeah. meant tier 3, tried the tier 3 for 6 months. Dude, no. You put it back to tier 1, please, alright? Again, like, very shortly, tier 3 is only going to give 50% to the creator. So please, guys, just tier 1's absolutely fantastic. It's a huge support. Because tier 2, tier 3 is eventually going to be where 50% to, I was about to say CIG, 50% to Twitch, 50% to the creator, you know? So, yeah. The Twitch app is very lacking, yeah. Yeah, especially in Asia. I don't have Patreon, so you can either support subscribing on Twitch, being a member on YouTube. Obviously, there's the donation ability, but eventually down the line, what I'm planning to do is add a Patreon sort of system to Discord, because they're bringing that out for Discord, where you can pay a small fee or whatever the creator sets as, and I'm gonna put all my extra stuff there, right? Because I just don't, like, I don't want people to have, like, everyone pretty much uses Discord these days, right? I just don't want people having to sign up to Patreon for something that I don't know if I would ever use it, you know? Isn't that already the case? I'm sure it's for all people who are getting Twitch. Yeah, but mine still say 70-30 fetch. I'm just waiting for it to change, dude. I would imagine by the end of the year it'll flip to where I'm 50-50 on everything as well, even for a partner. Ah, nice, Cranky. Nice, dude. Thank you. Again, I appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Oh, by the way, I changed Nyx's area, guys, right? So if you see here, I changed it where you can now see him whilst he's down in the pen there. So instead of the white blanket, he's got like a grey one, which makes him stand out a lot easier for people to see. But yeah, he's about to go and get his injections very shortly. Run? Run? From what? No, he's having a Twitch stream right now. I mean as in twitching, not actually Twitch the platform. Hey, Wyverax, how you doing, Chief? Also, what I would love to see from CIG is for them to develop like a wing system, right? Where I could target, like, or people could target me, right? And they could literally form up on like the left or the right wing, depending on how it works, right? Fleet formation. And then whatever I do, their ship does the exact same thing, and they let go of the controls. This would be so dope, where I could take people on like a low fly sort of thing, where they're in their own ship and get that own, like, they can look around vibe kind of thing. This would be a really cool thing for CIG to do. I know they wanted to eventually have like proper fleet warping, but syncing up on the wing would also be pretty cool. They had something like that planned for AI. Again, if they could make it for players. Because obviously we used to have match speed, but that got taken out, you know. Quantum skimming. In all honesty, what helps you as a creator the most, I am certain I came to you through Moist Noodle or Crunchy. I mean, for me, like, I'm never one who's like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're wanting to ever know what supports a creator in general, it's always a donation. Then it would be bit, like if we're talking about Twitch, it would be a donation, bits, and then a sub, because you pay the donation is like 1% taken away from it or something like that, and then bits, obviously you pay the taxes on Twitch, and then the full amount goes to a streamer. And then it would be the interactions helping. Yeah, exactly that. Like for me, I don't need people to actually, you know, spend a crazy amount of money, Cranky. I prefer just, you know, chat and chat, follow, watch, you know, watch the VODs, stuff like that. That actually helps me more, you know. Again, just a simple, if anybody ever wants to put money in their pocket, a simple sub. That's all it takes. There's lots of things to do. We have a gift site here. If anybody's ever interested in like this is a cool system that we recently added in this month or at the end of last month. So this is off our gift site. If you do ! gifts, and you can use the thingy bob code there, right? This is really clever where when you put the money into this, and we moved all the PayPal money onto it right now, or from like last month. When this hits 100%, I don't get the money. The company actually orders the product and sends it to me. Which means that, like, when it goes to PayPal and somebody be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, we're saving up for something. And then it gets to the 100% goal and it's like, ah, I'm a little short because I spent it here and there. You got to take out your pocket. This guarantees that this device ends up in my house, which I really, really like the idea of that. And then that just leaves like donations for puppies and or puppy food and stuff like that, you know. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, so I animate about paying talent. Ah, dude, I appreciate that, but I'm all like, so I'm a funny Scotsman who just likes to work for money. You know what I mean? I always find it difficult with like donations and stuff like that to deal with that kind of stuff. This is why like we've done 170. I bet you the audio is probably gone. Let me do an audio check. Does the audio work, or do I have to shut the stream down again? Audio works? No way. No way does audio work. No. Really? And you can hear the music? So we actually don't have to shut it down for once? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's not my end. My ISP's fine. That's Twitch server just literally died. They were hearing that I was trying to promote don't spend more money on Twitch. Music no, your voice yes. No music though. Really? No music? Yeah, it was just really low. Yeah. When I'm talking, it muffles it out, you know. Where was I talking about before it went down, right? What was I saying? Oh, fuck. Whatever. I can't remember now. I was yapping away, you know. For Marine, I'm better at eating cranes than typing. Oh, good, dude. I like, after I was in the military, I can't type in small case. Or write in small case anymore, and I have to use a fucking black pen. Any other color freaks me out. Especially like if somebody hands me a blue pen at like a surgery or something like that, I freak out. It'll be a black pen. You gotta eat? Ah, nah. Again, like the simplest things, guys. I get funny when people like go crazy and stuff, you know. You're accusing yourself of being a funny Scot? Yeah, I am. I'm a very funny Scot. Alright. Where am I going? Life changes. I have seen people give up their life savings to streamers. Did you see that whole stuff with Amarath where some guy gifted Amarath over 3,000 tier 3 subs, and when she came out that she had a husband, he went absolutely nuts. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? Oh my god, I gave you 3,000 tier 3 subs and now you tell me you have a husband? Where did you get the delusional idea? You know, was it 3,400 subs? Yeah. After 8 years, I finally brought the Frostmaster T16000. I would like to try out your dual settings for start. I remember... exclamation mark... Flight? Jazzy? I never give keybinds, right? So this is the funny thing with me. It's the same with like any video game that offers you the ability to customize your controls. Everyone's fingers and digits, the way your motors work, are completely different. The best thing to do is to go into like Vandal Swarm single player where you can pause the game and go through settings or like basic settings and do it that way. I only ever show my axes because I always believe that the best thing to do is spend 30 minutes to an hour actually dialing in your own controls for your own fingers. Because what works for me, and especially as if I bring up the camera here, I actually hold my joystick completely different. So I actually have my main, you know, what's it called, index finger above here to hit the side button here. So I only use my thumb, or like I have to move it around like that, you know what I mean? So I'm always holding the joystick sort of lightweight. So again, this is where like it's very, very, you gotta be careful with people's settings. So I only ever give axes. Ah, fuck. Oh well. How do we text translate this? We say, do it yourself and it'll be better for you. Oh, you heard half of it. All right, go. Yeah. So again, this is nothing personal to people. I just feel that spend a little bit more time to dial it in for your fingers and digits, how your brain works and stuff. For me, for example, a lot of people on their left joystick will have this is their up and down strafe. This is my forward and backwards. Also, they will have where this is yaw and then pitch. This for me is roll and pitch. I literally fly like a jet fighter, and my pedals are my yaw, and funnily enough, they're actually inverted. When I press left pedal, I go right. When I go right foot, I go left. Because I spend a lot of time drifting around corners, and it's just easier for me to pulse my right foot to go around corners like that. So again, everyone is completely different with it. And don't think like, oh, when you see my axes, don't think that you need to copy it, Jazzy. Or like if you hear any other content creator, because I know like Moist Noodle, Avenger 1, everyone like that has different ways of doing it. A lot of people have their roll on their pedals or forward and backwards. I think Tirada has forward and backwards on his pedals. I think Burks is also the same. So just don't think there's a better way of doing it. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you want to have your left stick doing up and down because it'll give you more precision. If you are more precise in your twist than your forward and arm movement, then you go for a twist, for example. This is where like a lot of people make mistakes where they try to follow other people's ideas and your brain just works completely different. So it's always best to find something for you. Use it as a general guide, but don't make it as like a law, you know. I have to copy it this way. Just try it out, you know. Somebody I know sells their keybinds. Really? Who the fuck sells their keybinds? That's brutal, man. Also, where are we? We're still sort of in range. I just missed the beginning, whole beginning of that keybind question. Thanks for the commercial, that was really loud in my ear. Sorry, I did. But as the announcement went out, ads massively help with paying the bills these days. Effect example, I roll on my pedals and locked my sticks from twisting, stopping the... Yeah, everyone's different. I like, for me, my right stick is locked, my left stick, I do my up strafe with it, you know. Yeah, pitch and yaw, yeah. The thing is though, I spend all the time in hemispheres, so again, when CIG actually incorporate atmosphere effect, having pitch on your x-axis on your joystick is a really bad idea. You want to actually use the precision of rolling into your turns instead of doing this, right? Because this will stall your speed out in atmosphere eventually. And cause so much drag. You want to actually incorporate more angle rolling to keep your speed up. I'm looking forward and backstrafe on... I'm a forward and backstrafe on pedal guy, yeah. I would imagine actually probably down the future on exteriors, you'll probably change your backstrafe to more of like a space brake, I feel. And maybe have a button that, you know, you hold a button and then press your forward pedal to, you know what I mean, like you're changing gear basically. I'd nothing against that, I just turned up my volume so I can listen better clear. Alright, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing with like Twitch, they really need to make it where it's like, the whole platform of Twitch really needs to copy like how YouTube do it, because YouTube sort of volume controls things on their ads. Exactly, you got to do it how you want. Never, like, again, this is where I always say this to people. Do what works for you, and even if like the best player in the game says otherwise, it's only what works in their head, you know? How their arms, how their motors work, all that jazz, you know? There's a reason why planes are all the same style, right? Because it's easier to force people to actually use the same system so they don't have to, you know, customize cockpits, right? But because we're playing a video game, do whatever works for your brain. I will never be able to get out of traditional, like, free 4DOF flight in my head. Can't do it. I have to have roll on my X, I have to have my pitch, and I have to have my yaw on my feet. Right now, Star Citizen requires a lot of yaw for aiming, and people are like, oh, you would be so much better if you put it on your right stick. But again, I'm an atmosphere guy, you know? And yaw aiming is a lot easier when I'm using my feet. It's the same thing as I don't use my hands to touch my car pedals, right? Or use my feet to change gear. Some things just work, you know? Is there a good reason to use space brake, space bind, and not just go zero input while coupled? Well, space brake obviously is pretty much the same as going like backstrafe with afterburner if you choose to do it. I mean, eventually down the line, I hope space brake sort of turns into air brake, you know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like if you're going fast forward and you use backstrafe, it should automatically add in space brake, I feel. And then the moment that the game recognizes you've gone back to zero and now you're going into the negative, it should turn into backstrafe. I kind of feel like that would be a good way for CIG to do it, and then just literally leave brake as an air brake for the future. Or maybe make it the same sort of thing, depending on what people prefer to use, right? I use the yaw on the pedals, so still have 2 foot brakes. I would use foot brake. Yeah, that's good. Again, I can never take, like, if I use pedals, I have to use yaw on my pedals, and if I ever use right twist, I have to have that as yaw. It's just how I'm programmed to fly. Oh yeah, a lot of people like, well, Puppeteer, if he's still in chat, he's in my organization, he keeps trying to get me to play DCS, but the problem I have with DCS is I just don't have the time, and I know that if I play DCS, I'm going to be playing it a very, very long time, and I don't want to play 2 games that require a decent amount of time put into it. It's why, like, I've got Tarkov's big package Kickstarter stuff, and I've never played Tarkov because I don't have the time to learn it. My brain dislikes the pedal use. Again, everyone's different, dude. There's no right or wrong way when you're using peripherals. People use keyboards, people use gamepads, people use left joystick, right mouse, right joystick, left mouse, pedals, inverted, whatever. Whatever works for you. Never force yourself to do something that your brain can't work out, right? Dance pads, exactly, yeah. I think that's a cool thing, right? Because I think it would be very boring if somebody was forced to play this game in a way that doesn't work for them, right? I would love to actually have a reason to actually use my throttle, so if I change the camera here, I actually have the Virpil throttle sitting here, and again, I might end up using this in Atmosphere as throttle for forward and backwards in the future instead of having left joystick, because I can literally put the strafes on the thumbs here or the finger there and just have light strafing and then just use forward there. Ah, one day, we'll figure it out. Just went all Virpil. I have been Papa blessed where I get to work with Virpil. Virpil, Monster Tech, and Toby Tracking. And Virpil were insanely generous and sent me all their new toys to play with. And we still need to make a video on it. However, I'm waiting for the 4.0 flight system to come in before I start doing any more like low flying videos. I watched Nubifire's video on having good gear. I just switched from my 10-year-old X56, I had a 56, held together by duct tape and operated on, but brought me tears of joy. Aye. And you just went all Virpil with it, aye. I mean, it's like, obviously, people's money are different on things. VKB is really, really good. I don't use Virpil pedals. I actually use crosswinds with a hydraulic dampener on them. If you do !kit, all my stuff that I actually use is on that website. And yeah, I've used VKB, I've used Thrustmasters. I started off Star Citizen, actually Hotaj user with the cheaper version of the X50, X52 or X56, can't remember what it was. The silver and blue one. Not the good looking one that had like the red lights and stuff on it. Like the green and black one, the cheaper one. Then I had that on my right and the Thrustmaster on the left. Then I moved to dual Thrustmasters. Then I went to Virpil Deltas. Then I went to VKB Koshimas. Then I went to Virpil Alphas, Virpil Primes, and now we're Virpil Primes, Mongoose bases, and the crosswinds, you know. I think generally if you're going to get yourself a decent pair of pedals, crosswinds are the best to go for in the market just now. But I know that Virpil and I think VKB are working on some new ones for the future. And I'm very interested to see if they incorporate the hydraulic dampener, because no joke, I don't have any tension on springs on my crosswinds, it's all hydraulic damp. And I can't show you because I don't have a camera that shows there. But the dampener is just insane. Plus, my calf muscles are insane. Oh, shit. Are a lot bigger than what I, like, before I started using pedals. They're nicely rounded. So it's great for getting some leg day in, right? Alright, okay. So, we have a Bounty Hunter. It's an Avenger Titan. We gotta watch for Avenger Titan because it can have the size 4 minigun, which does a lot of damage in atmosphere. Obviously, we've got the IR missiles that we can have. We've got a little bit of fuel. We can play with this. We're going to put a Fox in. We're going to target engine and Fox free on that. Bring it around there. We got a hit on that. We're going to just draw it in a little bit. Let its shields regen, because again, we got the hit down. Let it fall in behind us. There it comes. The Titan is like dreadfully fucking slow in atmosphere at a certain height, but the moment that it goes above the threshold in this game, it gets the less dampening effect and all that jazz into it. So what we'll do is bring it into a sort of 2-circle fight right now, a bit more defensive play. Oh, actually, Dad has turned up in a Cutlass Black. Oh god, we're gonna get spammed by missiles now. Alright, now we need to change our tactic. We need to rack 4, target the engine of the Cutlass, and we're going to disable this Cutlass before it starts bombarding us. Fox free on that. We're gonna push. There's the thing, pre-flare going out. Pre-flare cancelled. We're gonna roll in. And we're gonna assault again. Slot in behind because we got 70. Pox free on that. Pre-flare, dropped. So his engines are badly damaged. And now we're gonna engage on this. We got an IR out. We pre-flare off. We're gonna just move around here a little bit. More missiles. And we wanna be like, there we go, right? So I literally have disabled the engines on the back of there. We're now going to change to the Titan, get our airspeed up, move on to the Titan because the Cutlass cannot engage us whilst we rotate here, and we engage on the Titan. And we're going to slot just slightly behind it in the rate whilst the Cutlass is trying to get around on us. We gotta be careful with this, very much so. There's a little bit of desync, backstrafe. I'm going to change to lag on this and get round on the tail. Splash on that. Move on to the Cutlass. Push down. Again, he's got no back engine, so spinning out of control. This was just basically to disable as much as we can. And get back in. However, I think he's crashing to the ground. Splash Cutlass. There we go. Are you happy with your SteelSeries Apex Pro? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not really an FPS player, but it feels really good for me, you know? It's the same as I use, like I've got a weird problem where I have to have the same sort of stuff. So I've got SteelSeries headset, keyboard and mouse, or I would literally go crazy, you know? Dive master, so I do beach entry dives. My calves are good to go, yeah. Then you would enjoy the, if you're into pedals, the crosswinds on maximum dampening are no joke. Absolutely no joke. Now, if anyone was watching along with that fight and they were like, oh, the Cutlass has no chance against those missiles, yeah, it does. If it actually racks up between 5 to 7 flares and pre-flared when I launched, no missiles would ever hit it. The same with Hurricane, Scorpius, all those sort of ships. Did you get the Nova Onyx tiers? Because I'm still on the old Pros. But I just can't justify spending $300 to get the Novas, which are the upgraded versions, and these are just incredible. How do you target engines with missiles? Can you bind? So basically what you're wanting to do is, let me just cruise here. Anyone can do it. It's basically go to targeting, and what you're wanting to do is have it where you where's sub-targeting? Is it under, maybe it's under vehicle target cycling? Yeah, target subs, and basically I'm forwarding it through. So on the Cutlass, and so whenever you do the first forward, it's always going to go through the engines, but if everyone doesn't know, you can actually target turrets now, and it's the final thing. So if you go anti-clockwise, like on the Cutlass and stuff like that, you'll come to eventually where you can disable the turret. Same with a Hurricane. I can actually kill the turret, the Hurricane's turret before I kill a Hurricane. And that's just, literally, it'll appear down here. So say for example, I don't have anyone I can actually target. But it will appear, when you target somebody, you'll have their EM and their IR. Their sub-target will come in a very, very small, unreadable box unless you actually zoom and head track and stuff. You get used to it over time. Assassin players. If only I could defeat Arena Commander pilots, Adu. I would be god tier, but I just can't be bothered, man. Ugh, maybe one day, maybe one day. Alright, so we got, there's a Hammerhead. Alright, that's great. So we got a player Hammerhead coming after us now. Yay! Yay, I love that. Meep! Hey, Sai, how you doing? 19 months support, appreciate that. How are you doing? And thank you again. Can we get some vibes, please? When you target somebody, he dies. Not this, right? So again, look at the Hurricane. Sorry, the Hammerhead. Quickly here. Look at me sub-target. If I do that, see how it says engines, 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 engines just here? There you go. Turret base, now I'm targeting the turret. So you get used to that kind of stuff. I don't know what this... Alright, okay. I don't really want to shoot Hammerhead by myself. I kind of need some explosives, right? Busy is always so glad I can stop by. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I was speaking to Nettie and stuff related to sneak and stuff like that. I don't know if she's been talking to you about that one. Yeah, sub-targeting is really, really good in this game. Actually, nice, nice. Do you like the pirate refactor in 318? We actually have, we're starting to do reactions on the channel now, Hawk, so the reaction will be out probably tomorrow, or you can watch the VOD from today. But we're starting to do like Star Citizen reactions and stuff on YouTube, just to fill in some of the blanks right now until the new stuff comes out. Great lessons, by the way. I'll stop chat. Dude, ask any question when it comes to like playing this game. Obviously, I'm not anything on, like, for example, Anu in chat here would absolutely kick the shit out of me in this game, but you know, I like to talk through the sort of strategy that I do within it. Where can we go? Where can we go? I don't really want to fight a Hammerhead. Let's go back to Prashad. We can maybe lose it in the rocks. You can ram the Hammerhead like at the end of Pirate Swarm. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to prison because of that, right? Dude. No! Bad! 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 No, you're not allowed to! I literally just said 30 minutes ago, no! No! Just as bad as Blasting Me Nasty. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted bomb, dude. Appreciate that. I'm not reading out everyone's name. It's too many. Although I spot Heavy Bob. Heavy Bob at 3 bumps. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted. Lots of vibes in chat, guys, if you can. Also, you've got that thing coming up, Si. If you guys don't know, Cyborg Angel in chat, one of my favorite human beings on this planet of planets, and she is about to be in a PC bake-off. Oh well, with 30k or crashed game. It's like the great baking whatever nonsense that you see, the cake-off thing, but it's building PCs. And also, what's his name? God, he moved to Canada with his wife. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He's like the British Shroud. What's his name? He plays with Shroud as well. Oh god, I've got a fucking name block right now. Sacriel, that's it. Yeah, Sacriel, the UK Shroud. So yeah, she's in this thing where she's got to build a PC, so I'm very interested to say, fuck off, you twats! Fuck off! No! No! Stop it! Bad. Do not interrupt me with your goddamn subs. I appreciate it. Anu, thank you very much for the 5 bomb. Ark again, a wee cheeky sub there. Steel Bacon, Zeph. I'm gonna do 5. Washui, and yeah, they're all awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, so she's got to build a PC or something like that, and it's gonna be advertised, and I'll post it in Discord for you guys because it looks funny as fuck. Also, that shit must have been old, right? Or recently in the last like 3 months, because you don't have any fucking red in your hair. Like, might want to increase the sub goal. Oh god, that's effort. Like, that's so much effort. Thank you very much, guys, though. Level 5. Oh, you on the hype train? God damn it. I have to look at... I still don't have boosted hype trains. Piss off. No. You are not allowed to drop anything. I am not in any financial position after Nyx to be able to play this game. A few weeks ago, I need... Ah, that's cool. Are you allowed to say who wins, or do we have to wait? About to beat your last record? Oh shit, are we? Oh, that's new. What is the last record? It's level 7. Yeah, you got no hope in getting that. What's it on? Thank you very much for the bits, though. I appreciate that, guys. This is Gifts PvP. Oh, by the way, Sai, do you want to see something really fucking crazy, right? So I've been having dental problems for the past few months now. Just, I thought it was like simple pain, right? And then one of my back molars, like the crown of it broke, like actually shattered, and I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen, right? Anu, thank you very much for the 500 bits, dude. Fuck's sake, guys. Jesus. And I went, because obviously NHS is an absolute shit show right now, trying to get any dental work, and private's just not in my budget at all right now. I went and got x-rayed. Watch this shit, guys. See this tooth that's broken here? This is a wisdom tooth under the gum doing 90 degrees, attacking my teeth right now. How fucked up is that shit? What, my teeth are PvPing each other in my mouth, and I didn't know about it. So this molar that this motherfucker has killed, right? So again, if you see here, when we zoom in, and hopefully the camera will focus, you can see it there, right? So it's actually, it's fucking killing my other teeth on Daymar, yeah. So I have a fucking wisdom tooth 90 degrees going down here, and I have to actually get this surgery done because they can't extract it because it's right beside the wisdom tooth. And here's the kicker, right? If they fucking scuff this up, I will be paralyzed in my mouth. Which means I won't be able to rant anymore, guys, if this shit goes down. I'm laughing, but it is quite serious. But obviously, I'm actually getting griefed by a tooth. I know you didn't have any wisdom. Fuck you. You have to stream after, what, with a fucking jaw hanging down like that? We'll get a wee pull string and we'll have it connected to bits where you can make the fucking mouth do something memey like that. That would be so funny, man. But yeah, literally getting griefed by a tooth that I didn't even know existed in the mouth. Like Bard and Choke, yeah. Fun and games, though. It's always nice to have a spare tooth. It is, yeah. But yeah, we gotta wait for a fucking queue to get this sorted out, which is an absolute shit show. Like, I was tempted to go private, but it requires, like, proper fucking surgery. Not to be general anesthetic kind of surgery, but yeah, the lady was like, you can go private, you're gonna pay a lot of money, or if you just wait like a couple of weeks, we'll get you in and have it removed, you know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the wisdom tooth. They can't remove the wisdom tooth. They have to see, so for the next 2 years, I have to get x-rays like occasionally, like every 6 months or something like that, to every 2 years, to watch where the, thank you very much guys for the hype train as well, appreciate that. To watch where this wisdom tooth goes, because if it starts to creep down the mouth, it's gonna fucking take out more fucking teeth. And they can't remove it. Like, it requires me to have a general anesthetic or something like that to remove it, because again, if they fuck it up, I will lose the ability to move my mouth. Because it can actually paralyze you with the way the roots go into the jaw and stuff, which is bonkers, like. Like, I knew wisdom teeth would have issues, but I never knew these motherfuckers could creep under the gum line. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? I'm so glad my wisdom teeth are growing normally. Like, on the left and both uppers, I had double wisdom teeth. And the bottom here only had one, and this one, the secondary one, has grown, and it's just literally coming down this way, where it's now here, under the gum line, and it's just snuck in, right? It's fucking burrowing inside my mouth. I hope you get better soon. Well, again, they'll be able to extract the tooth that it's killed. But yeah, we'll see in the next 2 years. Because the idea is, if it doesn't move, then I just leave it, right? But if it starts to creep through the gum more, obviously I'm gonna be in a shit ton of pain. Because if you imagine a fucking tooth deciding to burrow or push, you know what I mean? It's not like it's going to pop open and then eventually sort of stop. This thing's going for its fucking Thunderbirds. Which was the Thunderbird? It was 5. Thunderbird 5 or something. That was the burrowing one. Or no, it was called the Mole, sorry. Orc spy detected, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna drop... She always does it to me. I'm getting revenge, right? Especially as I'm gonna use the fucking cool feature, right? There you go. Guys, go and drop a follow to Cyborg, so when she does show this building bake-off nonsense, I'm gonna call it nonsense. It does look really cool on her Instagram. She posted, like, it coming out. It's basically taking the, like, UK's cake baking program, but making where you have to build PCs. Maybe at, like, a race or something like that. Obviously, no information sort of leaked right now, so... But go and check out. Drop the follows. And, most likely she'll be... Are you live later on today, Si? She also played Star Citizen. But she also played Star Citizen nearly 3 years ago. In April, it would be 3 years, by the way, Si. Just to let you know. Last time you played Star Citizen. 3 fucking years! It's so funny, right? So, Sai played Star Citizen. I sent her Monster Tech clamps so she could get her joy, because she had her joysticks fucking like velcroed or rubber banded to her chair. So I sent her Monster Tech clamps, and yeah, then she stopped playing Star Citizen. And it'll be 3 years in April. Are they building their own system, or is it a charity thing? You'll have to ask Sai that, dude. I've only seen the leaks on her Instagram. TikTok. Oh yeah, I've got... Dude, Jonathan, I've got a bone to pick with you with your previous videos, right? And you know I love your videos, Jonathan. But you literally promoted 1,000 meters a second back strafing in combat. I hope you're aware of that. You're promoting back strafing. Everything else is fine, but you're doing like 1,000 meters a second backwards. It's like 2 videos back. Terrible. Nice visor, I want it. Visor? What do you mean, Anu? No speed will help him. Well, again, a lot of changes coming very shortly. Oh, you're talking about this. That one, yeah. I actually don't know where I got this. I think this is from an NPC. Or maybe it's a subscriber flare one. It goes away when you put the helmet on, sadly. We could do this one. Oh, this is not even loading. There you go. You got the spooky helmets. I remember Scarlet used to run around with this one all the time. Voice changer and stuff. Yeah, I actually think this is the subscriber one that you get, Zeman. But it does look like the one you get from the civil engineer. What's my time? Oh yeah, I've already walked Novi and Nyx. So yeah, I don't need to rush off just yet. That's good.
Vehicle selected.
However, he's already made a mess. Look at him. Look at the little monster.
Has been delivered to the
He's
following
pulled his
location.
blanket away. I'm in a good dream though. He's already double the size. It'll be even bigger next week as well. And you explained on stream how to get it? Yeah, just kill all the civilians, you know. In game, obviously. Gotta make sure we always say in game. Mickey says, lucky the space issues the wisdom tooth had on me have been noticed long time extra for it. That's cool. Oh no, God. Who's chasing me now? Ugh, Banny Defender. Would be fun actually.
You are clear to launch.
He's gone quiet, Anu. He's gone quiet. You scared him off. I'm coming for you, Jonathan Winters. He's already gone. Oh, so, man, I love the banter. I love the banter, right? Cause like for me, I won't hold back on people. Like if I've got an opinion on things and stuff, I try to say it as nicely as I can. And obviously, like sometimes it comes across as people get offended by it, and you know, it was the same. Like Avenger 1 is still upset with me after my reaction video because he took it too. I think he took it too personally, and saying that I was being fake and stuff. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. It's just literally me in real life. Prussia. No, we can actually do shipping. Shipping will be fine. TDL being fake. I don't know. At least he didn't ban you on your channel? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, when I heard that he was upset with me, I was waiting for the DM and the personal chat, you know? But never came, so... It's like with Moist Noodle as well, you know? I'm never gonna bullshit people. I'm always gonna say how I see things, give opinions, all that stuff. And if people take offense to it, I don't really give a fuck, dude. You know what I mean? I would rather be honest with people than lie to people's faces. You know, backstab, all that shit. It's like why we advertise Nubifier stuff all the time. I've said this a few times, right? The no bullshit aspect to it. I got no time to try and sugarcoat things, you know. Everything can easily be talked out if need be. You're banned from... Are you banned from Avenger 1 stream? Did you kill him in PvP? That's normally how you get banned on this channel. He bans everyone. Like crazy, man. Really? Let's go, man. I got a little announcement from Toby. What Toby Friday looking for? Ooh. Toby there. Hey, KG Miller, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate that, dude. Welcome in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did the ads finally get to you? Thank you so much, man. I am the guard. We live in a crystal generation. Everybody gets offended even if you call them by their name and didn't say the H in the middle like Tomlinson says. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Again, this is where, like, I won't change my ways, you know what I mean? Like, for me, if I fall out with people, I fall out with people. But I would always rather fall out with people and never speak to them ever again than be like, oh yes, totally, this is exactly how it should be, and we should totally make lies and bullshit to each other's faces, and you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's why a lot of people don't like my stream, because when somebody comes in the channel and starts mouthing off, I just ban them, or I fucking, you know, have a go at them and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, I didn't know the Star Citizen community is so toxic. It's like, have you seen Spectrum? Have you seen Reddit? I'm far from toxic, you know? It's the best way to be, Also, you didn't answer my fucking question when I asked you, Cyborg. You was obviously busy. Busy. When I asked you a question, and now you're back. When are you streaming today? That's not an excuse. We all know that you have wireless headsets. No, the ads didn't get to me. I like to shoot a subscription to stream that I enjoy. Ah, dude, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, the music's quite actually low. Again, I need to... Oh, this is very bad. This is very bad. Very bad. Bad. Oh, very bad. Very bad. Maybe. Maybe. Cool. I ain't raiding you today. You think you're gonna get raid from me? See, look at that chat. She thinks I was asking, you know, so I could send the love onto her channel, right? Oh dear, dearie me, got caught out of that one. Normalize offensive language again. No, nobody will get offended anymore. Again, you can be, you know, you can do certain things. You missed that? Alright, okay, I'm not repeating. I got banned from a streamer that was mentioned earlier for... I got banned from a streamer that was mentioned earlier for a joke. Oh well. I ban people on the channel if you come in with bad jokes, or like if somebody goes, oh, by the way, TheDarkLaw, you're bald. It's like, no, well, I hate to tell you, I'm not actually bald. I purposely shave my head. I can actually grow a full set of hair if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like those kind of like try to get at you jokes that instantly, like if you're gonna go for a hurtful joke, it's gotta be good, something really good. I'm balding. Some jokes are not jokes, just attacks. Yeah, but I don't mind attacks. To me, well, for me anyway. Do dad jokes qualify as bad? No, what I'm talking about is like bad attacks, right? Like if you're going to attack somebody, at least make it worth it, you know? If you're gonna go that route of being a twat, at least make the joke good. Or the attempt of the attack good. Obviously, like, mum and dad jokes are somewhat okay. Aerodynamically enhanced? Dude, I need to use that from now. Like for me, I've got a really bad laugh that sounds like a dolphin, so I mean it works perfectly. All I need to do is sort of make myself bluish purple, jump into the water, start laughing, and I fit right in with the dolphin Percy. At least hurt them deeply, earn the ban. Yeah, that's it. That's why, you know, we do that. Alright, I literally have very, very limited time. What shall we rock the final movement on? Actually, I have one for you here. We've not done this for a while. this will be a good one. Yeah. Alright. Okay, we got camera. There you go. Alright, will we try and do a push? Hey, KG, thank you very much for that, dude. Thank you for the 100 bits. Right, I'm gonna ignore chat. And we're gonna try and go as fast as fuck, as low as fuck. Hopefully. Obviously, we can die. Oh! Oh, we lost the wing there. That doesn't happen that often. This just made it a hell of a lot harder, that's for sure. Oh yeah. This is where I wish I had repair crew, right? Oh god, yeah. Damn wing! Alright. We'll need to repair. There's no way I can do it with one wing. The high speed will kill us too much. If it had been anything else, it'd been fine. I'll let the song play. We'll just change a different song. It's a good one to get hyped up anyway. That's another thing we'll need to test in Free 18, by the way. If losing a wing still makes it invulnerable when you repair it. If people don't know that, you can't fire the missiles off, but it makes your wing completely invulnerable. Nah. I like to fly legit, Captain, right? We either explode or we repair. You can't do high speed, low flying without both wings, sadly. If I lose a tail fin, you can sort of get away with it, but, you know, you gotta stay legit. I love the CS icon blinking at the time and all the red lights. Yeah, it's nice. I wish it kind of didn't blink as strict, right? You can't arch at home? No, you can't. If I lose the other wing, yeah, I could KB, but... Again, I like to fly as legit as possible. I like when somebody joins the channel for the first time and they go, "Can you die if you crash?" It's like, yeah. That's what makes it more entertaining. Plus, if they actually add in aerodynamics in the future, you ain't flying away with one wing, that's for sure. Hopefully there will be repair ships by then. Not only that, but also if a bounty hunter comes, you can at least fight back with a full ship. Oh yeah. There we go. Dude, if you actually do that with the arrow, right? It behaves like a freaking Gundam. It doesn't fly like anything else. Obviously, it's a one tap away from dying, but it literally, the shit you can do with no wings, no tail fin, and an arrow is bonkers. Trying to think of what else we can use. Oh yeah, I got a tune. We're gonna play. All right. Where's Sun? Sun's that way. All right, let's go again. We'll finish off this song and then move into the next one. No, it's update. No, no update. You get anxiety. Look away. I'm gonna call foul on that one, personally. Because we're inverted at that time and we're fucking miles away. I call foul on that one. I think I got robbed, chat. I got fucking robbed. Because again, we're inverted, right? So when you're inverted, you have to take in consideration tail fin. And I died in the cockpit, or the cockpit blew up. It could actually be an invisible rock. Do I have, oh, I do! We've got a marker. Right. I can use the marker. Hey, Toma, how you doing? No, has Wikipedia done, more music? Sex, any guy here. Oh, God. Sweet niblets. Oh. Okay, I'm invisible. Oh, I'm stuck. Majorly stuck. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is a weird one. Holy shit. Oh no, there's somebody's body on the console in this one. God damn it. I've got it now. Ah, God, no. Do I have it? Let me drop it here. This bug is so annoying. There's something invisible there on the actual console. I think it's somebody's dead body. That doesn't allow me to actually touch it this time. Boo! I don't want to kill myself because I'll lose the marker then. This bug. I can't get to that one either. It's as far as I can get to. There. There's something blocking. Ah! I'm a professional bug fixer. Who's in here? Get out of my fucking lift! Fuck's sake, man. Like these people that just kill themselves. I love tutorials recently, no music. Alright, okay. There we go. Right, so the dead body's gone. Let's go up here. I am the invisible man, I am the invisible man. Incredible, how can you see right through me? Can we get out? Oh god, no. Oh no, it's still there. This is actually a really bad one because this guy placing the body there. I can hear it like here, right? There we go. Right, I need to get this body moved somehow. Oh god, it's another one. Alright. Yeah, I know, Vaden, but I also don't want to lose my marker. And I can also just do it this way, right? Sometimes you just gotta fucking feel it, right? Going back to menu and killing yourself is the easy way.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Sunglasses. Oh, fun and games, man. Sweet as a nut, yeah.
Has been sent to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Alright. We will, I think because of my time, I'm gonna leave it as there and get some food and all that good stuff. We'll come back to that. Tomorrow I should be on normal time. I hope. I hope so. Let's quickly find somebody I can send you on to. Who do we have, guys? should we raid side just to piss her off? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna right. Okay, you guys are gonna help me out. Help me out in this, right? We are going to raid Cyborg. And we're gonna spam TDL sends the love to annoy you. We're gonna do that, alright? I want you to copy what I just typed and spam her channel, alright? And then if you want to go to somebody else and start saying, obviously do that. But let's go over and annoy the shit out. Because she's in her start screen right now, right? So obviously she'll see it. And I'll be away by the time the blame is in and all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for all the love today. Especially with the gifted subs. You guys have been nuts. Absolutely nuts. Cranky with the tier 3. Blasty with the 5. Cyborg with the 19. Cranky with the 10. Anu with the 5. Sai with the 100. Anu with the 500. Killer, or KG Miller, sorry, for the sub as well, dude. Appreciate that, guys. And I will catch you tomorrow, hopefully at normal time and all that stuff. Take care, guys. Thank you to everyone up here. All the follows today, all the resubs. Appreciate it, guys. Ooh. Remember to spam her chat, please, guys. Spam that in her channel. Again, spam this. Oh, if I could actually do it. Ugh. Spam this. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Love you.